The first secret is confidence, not arrogance. A confident man doesn't need to prove himself. His energy speaks before he does. He walks into a room with quiet assurance. He doesn't seek validation, he creates it. Confidence to a woman means emotional safety, that she can trust his strength, his decisions, his calmness. A woman instantly senses when a man is secure within himself, and that security is magnetic. The second secret lies in emotional intelligence. Many think attraction is physical, but psychology shows emotional connection sustains attraction far longer than appearance ever will. When a man listens, truly listens, without judgment, he gives her space to express herself. He understands her emotions are not drama, they're data, they reveal her inner world. A woman connects with a man who understands that her feelings are not problems to fix, but bridges to cross together. The third secret, and perhaps one of the strongest, is purpose. A man who has purpose radiates direction. His ambition doesn't just impress, it inspires. He wakes up with clarity, he values his time, and he doesn't depend on someone else to feel complete. Women admire men who are grounded in their mission. It tells her that even if she's part of his life, she's not his entire world, and that's attractive, because dependency kills attraction, but purpose fuels respect. Now, the fourth secret is masculine calmness. Emotional stability is deeply attractive because it represents protection. When life gets chaotic, a calm man becomes her anchor. He doesn't react impulsively, he responds consciously. He's not afraid of emotions, his or hers. That emotional composure gives her the freedom to be feminine, expressive, and open. Remember, masculine calm invites feminine trust. The fifth secret is mystery. A woman's mind loves curiosity. When a man keeps some things private, when he reveals himself gradually, it creates depth. Mystery doesn't mean being distant or manipulative. It means having inner richness. A man who reads, learns, reflects, and grows constantly has layers she wants to uncover. That's the psychological key. Familiarity breeds comfort, but mystery keeps desire alive. And above all, there's respect, the invisible foundation of all attraction. Respect isn't just how a man treats her, it's how he treats himself. When he values his boundaries, his words, and his energy, she knows he's a man of worth. Women are naturally drawn to men who carry dignity, not dominance, but depth, confidence. It's one of the most misunderstood yet most powerful elements in human attraction, especially from a psychological perspective. When we talk about confidence, most people instantly imagine a loud, bold, and dominant personality. Someone who talks the most, walks the fastest, or takes up the most space. But true confidence is none of those things. Real confidence is silent power. It is an inner knowing, a deep awareness of who you are and what you stand for without the constant need to prove it to the world. Women, by their emotional and psychological nature, are exceptionally good at sensing this difference. They can feel whether a man's confidence is authentic or if it's just an act, and that distinction decides whether she feels drawn toward him or distanced from him. A confident man doesn't have to speak about his worth. His energy communicates it for him. His body language, his tone, the way he listens, the way he walks. All of it expresses a quiet certainty. It's a kind of calmness that tells a woman, I'm in control of myself. This is what makes him so attractive. You see, women are wired to seek emotional and psychological safety. It's not about material security or physical protection alone. It's about emotional stability. When a man is confident, he radiates stability. He doesn't get easily shaken by criticism, rejection, or uncertainty. That steadiness gives her a sense of comfort and trust. Subconsciously, she feels that this man can handle life, handle challenges, and perhaps most importantly, handle her emotions. Psychologically, confidence is connected to self-acceptance. A man who has accepted himself, both his strengths and weaknesses, becomes emotionally grounded. He doesn't hide behind masks or play roles to impress anyone. He knows that his value doesn't come from what others think, but from what he knows about himself. This self-acceptance creates a powerful sense of authenticity, and authenticity is what women are naturally drawn to, because authenticity represents truth, and truth represents safety. When a woman feels that a man is real, consistent, and not pretending, she begins to relax emotionally around him. Her feminine energy opens up, and that's where real connection begins. Now, what does confidence look like in everyday behavior? It's not about controlling the conversation or always being the center of attention. It's about being comfortable in silence. A confident man can sit quietly in a room and still make his presence felt. He doesn't need to dominate others to feel important. He doesn't compare himself to other men or feel the urge to compete for validation. He has what psychologists call internal validation. That means his self-worth comes from within, not from praise or approval. This is incredibly magnetic because a woman instinctively feels that his happiness doesn't depend on her validation, and that creates respect. On the other hand, insecurity often disguises itself as arrogance or neediness. Some men think that showing dominance or boasting about achievements makes them appear confident. In reality, it signals insecurity, a hidden need for recognition. Women can sense this almost immediately. In psychology, this is known as emotional incongruence. When a person's words and energy don't align, a man might say he's confident, but if his tone, posture, or behavior says otherwise, a woman's subconscious mind picks it up instantly. That's why true confidence cannot be faked. It's a vibration that comes from inner alignment. Confidence also reflects in how a man handles rejection and failure. A self-assured man doesn't crumble when things don't go his way. He doesn't see rejection as a personal attack, but as redirection. This mindset not only makes him resilient, but also deeply attractive because it shows emotional maturity. A woman feels drawn to men who can face discomfort without losing composure. That emotional steadiness signals strength, not the loud, aggressive kind of strength, but the calm, dependable one. An important aspect of confidence is also emotional control. A confident man doesn't get defensive or reactive when challenged. He listens, evaluates, and responds, not to prove himself, but to communicate with clarity. When he's calm under pressure, it tells a woman that he's capable of handling the complexities of life and relationships. This emotional balance creates what psychologists refer to as secure masculine energy. It invites feminine trust. It's the kind of energy that makes a woman feel safe enough to be vulnerable. Confidence also influences attraction because it shapes how a man treats others. A truly confident man doesn't belittle or dominate people to feel powerful. He uplifts others, respects boundaries, and treats everyone with dignity. This is a key part of why women are drawn to such men. They exude kindness without weakness, strength without arrogance. Confidence rooted in empathy is one of the most irresistible traits a man can have because it reflects both strength and emotional depth. Another layer to confidence is independence. When a man is emotionally and mentally independent, he doesn't rely on a relationship to define his worth. He can be loving without being needy, caring without being controlling. This independence signals to a woman that he is whole on his own, and psychologically, that creates polarity in relationships. Polarity, the balance of masculine and feminine energy, is what keeps attraction alive. The more self-assured and purpose-driven a man is, the more a woman's feminine energy feels safe to flow naturally around him. To build this kind of confidence, self-awareness is key. A man must know his values, his triggers, his passions, and his fears. The deeper his self-understanding, the stronger his confidence becomes. This is because awareness gives him power, the power to respond, not react. Confidence, then, is not about having all the answers. It's about trusting that you can handle whatever comes your way. In essence, true confidence isn't loud, it's steady. It's not performative, it's peaceful. It's not about having control over others. It's about having control over yourself. And that's what makes it so attractive to women. They don't fall for perfection, they fall for presence. They're not drawn to the man who tries to impress them. They're drawn to the man who already impresses himself with who he is becoming. Confidence, when real, becomes an aura, one that doesn't demand attention but naturally commands it. Because in female psychology, attraction isn't about the man who talks the loudest or looks the best. It's about the man whose quiet strength makes her fear something deeper, safe, seen, and secure. That is the true power of confidence. So remember, attraction isn't about being perfect. It's about being real, aware, and intentional. When a man embodies confidence, emotional understanding, purpose, calmness, mystery, and respect, he doesn't need to chase. The right woman will recognize his energy and align with it. Because true attraction in female psychology isn't created by force. It's awakened by presence. Confidence is one of the strongest forms of silent attraction in female psychology. It's not about being loud, dominant, or constantly proving something. Real confidence comes from an inner calm, a deep belief in one's own worth and direction. A man who is confident doesn't need to seek validation or approval because he already knows who he is. His energy speaks for him before his words do. Women sense this effortlessly. They can feel when a man is grounded in himself. And that sense of emotional security is what makes him magnetic. It's not the physical appearance that leaves the biggest impression. It's the quiet strength behind the presence. A confident man carries himself with calm assurance. He doesn't rush to impress, nor does he fear rejection. He understands that rejection doesn't reduce his value. It simply redirects him to where he truly belongs. This mindset creates a sense of emotional safety for a woman. She subconsciously feels that such a man can handle pressure, emotions, and life's unpredictability without losing control. That steadiness is what her psychology naturally seeks. It's not about dominance, but about stability. A man who can stay composed even when everything else seems uncertain. True confidence comes from self-acceptance. A man who has embraced both his strengths and flaws is emotionally centered. He doesn't wear masks or chase validation through achievements. He knows his worth without needing to announce it. This authenticity builds trust. A woman feels comfortable around a man who doesn't pretend to be something he's not. She opens up emotionally because she feels that she's in the presence of someone genuine. Authenticity, in psychological terms, signals truth and safety, two things a woman's emotional system values deeply. Confidence is also seen in how a man treats others. A truly confident man doesn't try to overpower or belittle anyone to feel strong. His self-assurance allows him to respect people without feeling threatened. He listens without defensiveness and speaks without arrogance. And this balanced energy shows emotional intelligence, which further deepens a woman's attraction. It communicates that his strength is controlled, not chaotic. That kind of masculine composure allows a woman's natural feminine energy to relax and trust him more fully. Insecurity often tries to imitate confidence through arrogance or aggression, but women can sense the difference immediately. They pick up on energy more than words. A man pretending to be confident gives off tension, while a genuinely confident man gives off peace. It's a quiet confidence that doesn't need to compete, compare, or control. It simply exists, calm, certain, and secure. When a man embodies this kind of confidence, he doesn't need to chase. His presence itself attracts. His calmness makes her feel protected. His composure makes her feel understood, and his self-assurance makes her feel safe. That's why in female psychology, confidence is not just attractive, it's irresistible. It tells her, without words, that he's not just in control of his life, but also of himself. And that's the kind of energy every woman remembers.